Second reason, the second reason, I usually don't pass 10. I usually don't pass 10. The second reason why it's hard for us, the whole world of Parnassah, is a very big drought on a person's life, and it pays a tax in a certain way we could say that. There's a reason to it, and he brings it. We said sibot are certain things that are intermediate things that happen while someone does an action. Someone pulls a rope by the well, water is going to come up. So the reason why we need to have all these certain stuff that turn around and happen is because of but if someone did not have it, it wasn't needed to have all this work for Parnassah and for everything, what's going to happen? In one moment, Malshia uboet umemaher la'averot. And the second that someone would not have all this hardship in order to put himself in a way of knowing that he has to work hard for Parnassah and believe in a higher source than him. Because he's nothing. In order to get money, you have to work in a higher way to make that money. So it says that if you wouldn't take this into consideration, in that moment, not only that he would do bad, he would kick the goodness that he has until now, and would run as fast as possible to do averot. And in that moment, he will be not only that he's going against and doing bad, he's going to also be rebellious against all the good that God has done to him. And where do we see all this from? This is brought in the Navi Yeshayahu, he brings this down. Kamro v'haya kinor v'nevel, tof v'chalil v'yain mishtehem. The Navi says that when people are sitting and enjoying, and all what they want to do is let my people go, leave me alone, I want to enjoy. How do I enjoy life? Yain v'kinor, I sit down, and kinor v'nevel tof v'chalil v'yain, I will sit down, listen to good music. Let me listen to good music. Let me drink my wine, drink my whiskey, and over there forget about Judaism, forget about my stuff that people have to tell me to do all day on my head. To wake up early in the morning, come to Shachrit, come to Mincha, come to Arvit. People telling me, I want to do whatever I want. I don't want to work hard. I don't have to work hard for Parnassah. Everything's easy for me. But when someone sees that he needs Parnassah, he needs to succeed in life, and if that's going to be the only way for him to understand that he has to have trust in God, that's going to break a certain way. That's Baruch Hashem good. And he continues off that that someone that's inside, it's called shakua b'kol biloei chayei olam hazeh. That someone is stuck in indulging, and he's drowning in a certain basin. He's drowning in the vodka, drowning in the wine of this world. He's not even thinking about what's going to be tomorrow, what's going to be in 2 days. He made $2, he made $200. He goes and spends it right away on parties and enjoying himself and going to different vacations. Bottom line, he's not looking on his bank account that he's losing money over, and he's holding in a minus right now, and he owes the bank money. But what he wants to enjoy life right now and have enjoyment from every single moment right now. Comes the Rabbi and tells you that if the second that someone's going to be indulged in the ta'avot, indulged in this physical world too much, of course, you're allowed to enjoy yourself. You're allowed at the end of the day, sit down with a couple of friends, have a cup of whiskey, enjoy, listen to good music, whatever it is. But the second you turn that a day-to-day thing, that means every single day you finish work, or even you take off from work and you come late to work because of this situation of you sitting down with your friends at night and hanging out and not taking responsibility on this physical world. And he continues on, Ve'amar, Vayishman, Vishurun, Vayiv'at, Shamanta, Avita, Kashita, Vayitosh, Eloka, Asahu. So over there in Dvarim it says, when the Jewish people have all the goodness in the world, when God gives the Jewish people a good life, what happens to the Jewish people? In one moment, they get fat. When they get fat, they kick God. The second they get fat and they enjoy this physical world, it says in the Torah, the second they get fat and enjoy this physical world, boom, they kick the bucket. Not in the bucket of passing away, rather the bucket of belief and trust in God and believing in a higher source. And when they forget that God is there for them, like we learned before in the Shach B'tachon, in the first chapter, in the second chapter, that God is over there for you. Why is He doing all this? Why is He giving you the hardship of Parnassah? I don't know about everybody else, but I know for me, sometimes vacation doesn't do good for me. If I go to vacation and I feel too much time, I'm like, okay, I have my commute, I have what I learn in the morning and before Shachrit, usually after Shachrit, whatever it is. But then the rest of the day, you're on vacation, you're not supposed to learn, you're supposed to be hanging out and going to certain places. When I feel there's a couple hours wasted, I start feeling like nervous inside, and it's edging into me. So certain people enjoy it. Take it, of course, you go sit on the couch for hours or on the bed in the hotel, perfect, or go whatever it is. But there's certain people that it edges out them and it hurts every single moment that I'm not going to be able to do what I'm supposed to do. And he continues off and says, and we'll end off with this. The great Rabbi said, this is talking about in Pirkei Avot. It's unbelievable. If we're going to continue. We did it because of Shavuot. Now we're going to stop. We're going to continue later on. Yafet Talmud Torah im derech eretz, shehigiat shnehem meshkachat avon. It's good. It's great to do limud Torah, to learn Torah and derech eretz. Derech eretz, another way of saying it, is work. We're all doing the work of the land. Rabbi Ovadia Bar Tanur gives an explanation. It's brought down over here. She'atorah mateshet kocho shel adam. The Torah makes a person loses energy, sucks out his energy. V'melacha mefarechet u'meshaberet et haguf. And a physical work makes the person's physical body tired. So you see, the Torah makes the spiritual body tired. It drains out power. The work drains out the physical work. So what's going to happen? Mitoch kach yetzer hara batel mimeno. Because when the yetzer hara, when the yetzer hara comes and wants you to do bad things, you're going to be both tired, both inside in the spiritual self and inside in the physical self. Because you're not going to have energy. Then forget about it. Also, someone that's busy the whole entire day is not going to go do averot. Someone that has nothing to do. It all starts when you don't have something to do. When you're sitting on the couch all day doing nothing. From there, you're trying to figure out what you're supposed to do with your life. Or where you start going to places you're not supposed to be. And over there, when you're bored, you start putting it in, and then you become numb. And after that, you go into even though when you're not bored, you take from your time that you have time, and you move on from that. So you see the importance over here of that's beautiful Talmud Torah im derech eretz, that you need to have Talmud Torah. You have to have Torah with derech eretz. And we have 1 more minute, and we'll continue on and say, כל תורה שאין עימה מלאכה, סופה בטלה וגוררת עוון. And it says over here that even someone that learns, even more so, not someone that learns Torah every day, but if he doesn't do any action with his Torah, what's going to happen? It's going to be batel. His Torah is going to be nullified, and his chas v'shalom, it's going to get to a time he's going to do avon. Now, avon, what does avon mean? Avon usually we use avon as the word as sin, right? Kaparat avonot, chatati. Right? Ashanu bagadnu. Now, there's a different way to explain avon. Musag avon is brought down over here. Eno chayav litparesh rak ke'asiyat ma'aseh asur menugad leratzon Hashem. Avon doesn't mean a sin. It could also come from the word of ivut. Ivut means let's say someone does something which doesn't have to be bad. Let's say someone is wasting his time. But in the wasting of his time, he tells everyone, no, I'm not wasting my time. I'm right now relaxing in order to do work after, to have power, to have energy. But if after you're not going to do any energy, what does that mean? You wasted your time. So what are you telling everybody else? You're telling everyone excuses. You're taking the actual reality and you're making out of the reality, you're sugarcoating it in order to make it sound that you're doing something right now. The reason why I'm resting right now, because in 5 minutes I could actually do something. But in 5 minutes you're not going to do something. In 5 minutes you're also going to be resting. So that's another way of learning avon. And now it says, regarding human beings, sometimes you could happen this what's the best word in English for ivut? Ivut. La'avet inyanim. Whatever. Distortion. What? Distortion. So the idea over here is that someone could start someone that has. So he says over here, someone could start saying that when he's working and making money, I'm the owner of this world. I worked for 6 hours and I made money for 6 hours. I worked for 7 hours and I made money for 7 hours. So I said we're only saying this for 10 minutes. So and we're going to continue with Hashem tomorrow from this point onwards.